Thank you for tuning in to the best parenting show on the internet, Post Daily Dose.
It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post.
Hey, what's up, Facebook family? Welcome to another episode of Post Daily Dose with me, your trusted parenting advisor, faithful guide, and servant on the healing journey. What's my name? Big Papa Brian+Post. Hope everyone's doing fantastic today. So I woke up this morning to notifications that Eureka, California, because you guys know I'm kind of hanging out in Crescent City quite a bit these days. Eureka, California, Humboldt County, and like all over that area. Perhaps all the way down, because Eureka and Humboldt County is way up north. Crescent City's even further north. But that whole part of California, the electric company turned off the electric. Like, they turned the power off. 800,000 people without power. Crazy. Never heard of such a thing. Apparently, they want to try to prevent, because it's really windy here now. Right now, they want to prevent forest fires. So they just thought the best way to prevent the freaking forest fires was just turn the electric off. Customers be damned. So very interesting. So anyway, I was up early this morning hustling a couple generators for my peeps. Because when you're part of the Post family, you're a part of the Post family. And Big Papa puts on his cape and goes to work. Found a couple generators. Shot down to Eureka. And then remembered I've got to be in LA tomorrow, so here we are, halfway between Eureka and Crescent City. Hey, Stefan from the Netherlands. So Christy alerted me to a fantastic question. I actually saw it come through. I didn't get a chance to read it because it was pretty long. But Christy was like, please do a daily dose on this. So this comes from our dear Posty, Bree. And I've got my laptop pulled open so I can follow it. 500,000. Yes, Lala. Lala says my niece in California said there is about 500,000 with nothing. Yes, please send these folks lots and lots of love. That's freaking traumatic. Golly, just decide to flip the switch, put people. I mean, a family I went to today that I got a generator for, they've got 6 kids in a house. And an elderly husband who's not doing good, physically. It's crazy, I mean, it's wild. But anyway, let's get on to it. So Bree says, hello, can you tell me what adults are scared of when they are angry with their children? Great question. Bree says, this is my problem. Anytime my kids don't do as I say, talk back, tell me no, etc., I get angry. I don't know that I feel fear or scared of anything. I want control, but I'm not sure why it comes out as anger. It can take me hours to calm down and forgive the child for their behavior and feel like I can try to love and connect with them again. I hold grudges. I think it might be that I want them to know what they did or said was not okay and feel bad about it so they don't do it again. Of course, we all, at some level, all of us parents want that. You guys notice I don't have my trusty tripod. I actually left my main one in Oklahoma or ordered another one. Left town this morning, and guess when it arrives? This morning. So I'm packing this one with me. You guys just going to have to roll with me. It'll look a little shaky, but we'll be all right. I think it might be that I want them to know what they did or said was not okay and feel bad about it so they don't do it again. But I don't know why I would feel that out of control over something children do. Where is it coming from? Now, this is what comes next is beautiful. Because Big Papa would probably say, Bree, sister, child, honey, child of God, baby doll, you got some stuff going on. Like, you got some history. You got some brain stuff getting activated. You get stressed, your brainstem turns on because your brainstem is where you store all of your memories, including your trauma memories. Your trauma memories, Bruce Perry says, states become traits of your personality. So your trauma memories, like all your memories, get stored at the state level of your brain, which is unconscious. You don't have access ready. It's not readily accessible. And so when you experience trauma, it gets stored at that state level. I got to switch arms here. It gets stored at that state level and gets stirred up when you get stressed. And so that's the definition really of anxiety. That's where it's coming from. It's coming from your stuff. But here's the beautiful part of this. What Bree did is she said, here's my history. Perfect. I love that kind of attunement, because Bree says, and this is important. It's important because it will help us to understand that even though we may know what our history is, we are not conscious of the way it follows us and impacts us from moment to moment, from day to day. And the thing about trauma is, when you've experienced trauma, it is stored in your body in a fragmented way. So all the cells, various cells in your body can hold on to these very sensory experiences of the trauma. And then what happens is you grow up and the trauma is in your body in a disintegrated kind of way. Meaning it's not integrated, meaning it doesn't form a coherent memory. Well, then what happens is when you get stressed, it just takes one cell to get activated to then turn on all the other cells. And when that one cell turns on all the other cells, you are literally, that's PTSD. You are reliving your trauma. So Bree says, I had a drug-addicted dad, an angry mom, molested as a child by a cousin, parents divorced, and I went to the military at 18, controlling, mentally abusive, first husband, now divorced, and a wonderful second marriage. God bless you guys on your second marriage, Bree. It's just going to get better from here. So Bree knows the history. Here's what I'm going to tell you, sister. Ooh, I feel something good coming on. This is not going to be easy. But first of all, Bree says, what am I angry about? You're not angry at all. You are scared. And here's the thing. Here's where you're getting confused. You want to identify your fear with something specific. But your cellular system doesn't differentiate between stress and survival and the emotion of fear. So as soon as you become stressed, your cellular system goes into survival and that becomes fear. So fear becomes a sensory experience based on your stress reaction. So it's not necessarily something cognitive that you can wrap your brain around. But what I'm going to tell you is it's not just fear. It's sadness and it's grief and it's also anger. Now I'm going to tell you what to do about it. This is going to be good, but it's going to be hard. But if you want to break through, if you want to have a breakthrough, if you want to have an emotional breakthrough to these challenges you've been having, here's what you do. Now, I'm going to tell you to go ahead and wait until you get really pissed off the next time, right? Because you're probably not going to be as inclined to do it when you're not pissed. But when you're good and pissed off, I want you to have a conversation with your husband. Next time I get really angry, see, I like to go ahead and honor the fact that you think you're angry. That's really important for parents of teens, right? Because a lot of times teens don't say, I'm angry. Oh, see, that's a good point right there, Bree. You're not an adult in that moment of stress. You're regressing. You are, I'm going to say you're about 12, but something in me also says you could be at about 10. That's where you're going to. So you feel out of control and you feel helpless because with your children in that moment, you're not an adult. You're a 10-year-old. Let's go with 10. Whatever happened at 10 is kind of where you're stuck at. And then you have all that modeling of your parents' anger. Your mom wasn't angry. Your mom was stressed out and scared. She probably felt helpless. Your dad was drug addicted, which means he was stressed out and scared and overwhelmed. He used drugs because that's the only way he knew how to cope. And so you just had so much fear modeled to you. And then you were molested by a cousin, which tells me he was scared, stressed out and scared, looking for an opportunity to self-soothe. So many, the whole framework of your experience growing up has been stress and fear. Everyone's stressed out and scared. And so here's what I want you to do. Yeah, that's when you knew your dad was there, Bree. That's when you knew your dad was messed up. Here's what I want you to do. This is where it gets scary. See, anger is easy, Bree. Anger is easy. It's easy for us to be angry. People love to get angry. It's so interesting because in my emotional work with families, especially with adults, they are so resistant to their sadness and to their grief, and sometimes really resistant to their anger in the midst of the work. But when something happens at home, they blow up like Mount Vesuvius, right? That's because as long as you are reacting to the stress with anger, you don't have control. Your anger is surfacing to protect you. So you get scared, you get stressed, you get scared, and then your anger is surfacing to protect you, because the anger, you've convinced yourself that the anger will help you maintain control, but that's a false illusion. The anger actually ends up making you feel out of control. All right, here's what I want you to do. Okay, next time you get really angry, husband comes home, I want you guys to go lay in your bed, fully clothed. I want him to wrap his arms around you, pull you into him. I want him to look at you, and I want him to say, I can accept your feelings. And you're going to say, mofo, you can't accept my feelings. Ain't nobody ever accepted my feelings, and you can't accept my feelings. It's just going to come up. You're not going to say it, but you're going to think it. What you're going to actually probably say is, I know you can, but really you don't think you can. You don't trust that anyone can accept your feelings, because that's the blueprints that you grew up with. Everyone had their own shit going on, so no one got to honor Bree for who Bree was, okay? So, he's going to say, I can accept your feelings. Dad, I'm talking to you right now. Tell Mama, I can accept your feelings. And then as soon as you say that, I want you to say, I can really accept your feelings. And then wait and pause and listen, pay attention. And she's probably going to say, no, you can't. That's a good place to be right there. Okay, once you make that statement, Bree, I want you to realize that the only one who can accept your feelings is yourself. Until you can grieve your own pain, your own loss, your own sadness, have your own anger, really honor it and grieve it and feel it, no one else can do it for you. So you got to do it for yourself. So you look at him and you say, I'm scared as shit, but I'm going to trust you. Because I love you and I know you love me. I want you to take some deep breaths into your body, and I want you to get really, really, really angry. As angry as you can possibly get. I mean, I want you to lose your freaking mind. The difficult part is that a lot of times, because we're conditioned for our emotions and our anger to have control, it's hard for us to get there. When you learn to have control over your own emotions, you'll be able to have that, make that connection, and you'll be able to control that emotional expression. But I want you to work really hard, and this may take you guys a few times. I want you to work really hard to be as angry as you can. And what you're going to find is underneath that anger is not going to last long. There's sadness. And underneath that sadness is a scared little girl who needs to have grown-up Bree grieve for her and be sad for her. You don't have to be in control anymore, because you already are. You don't have to be scared, because the world is not going to make you feel helpless and take over. You're okay. But that little 10-year-old girl doesn't know that. So I want you to breathe into that. I want you to feel that pain. Let your husband hold you, honor you, keep you safe, keep you connected, and just have it as long as you need to. It might last 15 minutes. It might take 5 minutes. But I want you guys to practice that a couple times. And I want you to do that, let's say every other day for the next 2 weeks. You do that, your life will completely change. Every other day for the next 2 weeks. And I'm not telling you something that I think is going to be easy, because it's not going to be. I know it's going to be extremely hard. I've got therapists who work with families and children all the time. They can't do this work. So I'm not telling you something easy, but I'm telling you it's going to be worth it. Every other day for 2 weeks, your life will be changed. There you go. Breathe in. Listen to this again. Big Papa loves you. God bless you for putting it out there for you. And your children are blessed for having you. You are a fighter. You're a survivor. And it's an amazing thing. And your husband has an amazing wife. And let me tell you something. He's got pain too. So once he helps you support you through your pain, then you guys just switch arms. You put your arms around him. You tell him, I can accept your pain. And you encourage him to go into his pain too. Because all it is just opening up emotions that you already carry within yourself. And there's nothing to lose except pain. Freedom is just right there. All right, guys, God bless you. Big Papa loves you. Hope you have a fantastic evening. Remember, in any given situation, we can continue to react from the same imprints of stress and fear and overwhelm, or we can stop. We can take 3 to 10 deep breaths. We can slow down, and we can choose love. We'll see you guys tomorrow.